In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family! Let's go.
It's our last week with our Session 1 students, which is absolutely wild. The time has completely flown by. We opened a chorus line this past weekend to rave reviews, if I must say, and are getting ready to gear up for our second weekend of performances with our Weekend 2 cast. But in addition to those, they are also participating in what we call Masterclass Week, which means that they get to kind of depart from focusing directly on a chorus line and kind of focus on some master classes and classes with college professors who have come in from Baldwin Wallace, Carnegie Mellon, and NYU. They are focusing in on some dance technique and dance classes. They are taking acting classes, and they are working through 32 bar cuts and some repertoire with our musical theater coach.
Hey, baby, is this not love? Is this not love that I feel for you?
Something else we do during Masterclass Week is we bring in a Broadway guest artist. This is super exciting because we bring in someone who has real experience on Broadway in a professional career, and they come here to work with the students, and all the students get the opportunity to perform for them and get to work one-on-one with them. And so this year it was Grace McLean, a Broadway performer. She was in Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 on Broadway. She just wrapped up a run of Bad Cinderella on Broadway, and in addition to that, she writes her own musicals, she writes her own solo music. She is just an all-around amazing performer and artist and coach, and I'm so glad our students will get the chance to work with her.
You are building an audacious fantasy. Yes, it is something that's like sort of like quotidian and just like normal, but normal is not normal for you. It is audacious to want a 12-inch TV screen, to want a nice man, to want kids. It's wild. This is your wildest fantasy. So I want you, Allie, to think of what your wildest fantasy is. Okay. That's like walking on Mars or something. Okay. I don't know. What's your biggest, wildest, I don't know if that's even possible to have, but you're gonna speak it into existence. And these happen to be the words that you're using.
Our frozen dinner and our bedtime 9:15. We snuggle watching Lucy on our big, enormous 12-inch screen.
Says that. You ever heard that phrase? Never in my life have I heard it. But that's because you keep, I think it's you're like, I like him. I like him. How much do I, is a Buick? No, it's up to the ceiling. That's how much it is. That's like a weird thing to say. But that's how it feels, I guess.
Unworldly and yet appealing. I like him. I feel alive and free.
Masterclass Week is really super fun and exciting for the tech students. They get to learn really specific skills and work hands-on with their staff members on projects that aren't immediately related to the shows. So this morning, for example, we had an intro to welding class where the students all got to learn how to weld and work with a grinder and learn those tools and that skill. We had a live Foley class where they went around the building and found different objects so they could make noises to dub over a clip from Ratatouille. There was a stage and injury makeup class yesterday where they made like fake cuts and burns and were walking around looking all injured for the afternoon, and they had a super fun time with that. So it's lots of very in-depth classes on very niche topics that they get to work on.
Drawing all of my objects, creating my 3D objects, all the scenery, all that stuff, right?
A long-standing favorite of everyone at SSTI. It's Tech for Actors.
This is one of our favorite days here on campus. It is where our technical students are now leading the teaching. Before this, they've been the ones being taught, but now we're bringing the actors into their worlds. They're divided up into groups, and the actors rotate from space to space, being taught about everything the technical students have been doing for this entire session. They're getting to learn about lights, they're getting to learn about sound, they're getting to learn how to sew things in the costume shop, they're controlling the faders on the soundboard, they're running the fly system, they're learning how to counterweight balance. So it's a really cool opportunity for our actors to dip their toes into the technical world and the world of SSTI Tech. Go! Go!
Yes, you got it. Little breath. Breathe.
This is easy. Go!
This Saturday is Spotlight Project presentations. So throughout the session, our tech students all chose a skill, and they were paired with 1 or 2 staff members, and they've been building a project.
My Spotlight project is a new table for the table saw in the workshop. Before we only had a piece of glue on and 2 sawhorses, so it's much more safe.
I made this diving helmet. I built it from plastic and Worbla and Ethafoam, which are all like, the Worbla is like a thermoplastic that you can heat up with a heat gun, and then you form it into whatever shape you want and it hardens. And the Ethafoam is just kind of stuff that you use for like window sealant and stuff. And that's what I used to build this stuff.
Awesome. And you got to the way you see.
What? That's so awesome.
This just makes me so proud of them, and to watch them develop through this entire process. They're ready to work in the real world.
So this week is put in rehearsals, which is really exciting. I've been leading them. They had one with Jacob on Monday, and then he leaves. And my job as the associate is to then lead those rehearsals and make sure that the second weekend cast is ready to go for their opening night. And it's been really exciting. We just rehearse on the stage with that cast, and we go over the big numbers, or if they want to go through their songs or some blocking notes, we go through spacing again, and we just hit those details that they maybe didn't really get to get in tech. So it's really exciting.
You go first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Izzy Kashani. I play Cassie in A Chorus Line Weekend 1.
I'm Jaden Kelly, and I play Cassie in A Chorus Line Weekend 2. So we started put-ins on Monday. I get to stay after rehearsal once everyone leaves to go back home and just do it on stage a bunch, since with Cassie it's like it takes a lot of time. So we just want to make sure that we're not leaving everyone to like sit and watch and do nothing. So I get to stay after, clean it with Nicole, fix the lighting, because Izzy and I are very different heights. We travel differently in the piece, so making sure I hit all the spots where I need to.
I think it can be a shock to some people, like not having to share the spotlight, you know what I mean? But like for this role, honestly, like it's kind of a dream, because it's a lot of pressure, and having somebody else there who understands what's going on and how hard it is, and you know, all of that is like, it's really nice to have that support.
I'm so nervous, but I'm prepared for Friday. It's gonna be so fun.
SSTI's departure day is always really hard because first off, we have to do a show. There's a matinee, and then following that show, there's a whole series of structured processes and steps where the students check out. They meet up with their families, which they're all so excited to be reunited, and then they head off to their own little parts of the world. It's been an amazing month. This group of students has been so collaborative, so kind, so supportive of each other. In a show that is about competition, this month has felt anything other than. It's really been a sense of warmth here in the room, a sense of teamwork, of camaraderie, and that's what we're all about at SSTI. So it's a bonus when the group of students come in and they meet us at that bar that we set. We set a really high bar for the community that we form here every summer, and this group of students for Session 1 2023 has exemplified that. They've not only met the bar, they've exceeded it.